Hey, everybody, this is Lloyd, and that is Steven, maybe. I think I'm pointing the right way. And we are Just Got Played, and today we are going to talk about Star Wars Love Letter, but I think the official name is Jabba's Palace, a love letter game. It's like Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. It's got like 4 titles, and it's Star Wars Love Letter. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the game, and then we'll come right back and talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. Yep, we are going to give you a quick overview of the Star Wars Love Letter Jabba's Palace, a love letter game. Okay, so me and my buddy R5 here are going to go over it very quickly. So in the game, you have 4 different end game conditions. So you have classic kind of love letter, which is the exalted one, which says highest number in hand wins the round. Then you have another one that says most Jedi or most rebel in play area wins the round. Highest sum of Jabba's faction in play area wins the round. And this one I can actually have 2 winners, which is highest number of Jabba and rebel in hand both win the round. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of these win conditions and you're going to put it out on the table. And then in classic love letter, you are going to shuffle the deck up. All right. And you are going to deal a card to one player, a card to the third player, and a card to yourself. And you're going to take one card aside and put it off out of the game. Okay. So on your turn, very simple. You're going to draw a card. You're going to look at the cards you have in your hand, and you're going to choose one of the 2 cards to play. You have to play one. So if we played Leia, you would put it down in front of you. So all cards played will stay in front of you. And play would continue around the table until all players are eliminated except for one, or until the deck runs out and there are still more than one player in the game. Then in this case, the highest number of hand wins the round. Okay, 2-player. That's a good idea. R5, we should go ahead and go over how 2-player works. So in a 2-player game, you are going to shuffle the deck like normal. You're going to deal 1 card to the other player, 1 card to yourself. You're still going to take 1 card off the deck and put it out of play. And then in a 2-player game, you're going to flip up 3 cards, which are also out of play, but which will give you a little bit more information of what's happening in the game. Other than that, all rules are the same. Depending on how many players are in the game determines how many of these little Jabba's Palace score tokens are going to win you the game. Being last player standing will get you a token, or if you meet this end game condition, which is the highest number in hand wins the round, will get you a token as well. And that is Star Wars Love Letter. Formal name is Jabba's Palace, a Star Wars Love Letter game. There you go. Thanks for helping, R5. All right, Steven. So, Star Wars Love Letter. What was your favorite thing about this new spin on an old classic?
Yeah, I think Love Letter is an okay game. I played the original and I thought it was fine. Nothing particularly special. I actually really like the Infinity Gauntlet version. I would say that's my favorite version of Love Letter. But it's different because it's 1 versus many, etc. So if you're talking about sort of the traditional Love Letter experience, then this is my favorite because it's the Star Wars theme, right? I really don't care anything about delivering a love letter to a princess, but playing the Rancor or Jabba or getting to be Han Solo or whatever, it gives me a little extra sort of presence in that world, so I'm a little more excited to play just because of the theme. And it plays quick too, so you get through the cards, you get to see all the things, some thematic things you don't necessarily get to see all the details in the game, but in this one you get to see it pretty quick. It's just right there in your face.
Yeah, I also have Infinity Gauntlet Love Letter here, but I haven't actually got a chance to play it. I bought it because I hadn't seen it, and I still haven't played it because it is the one versus many, so you can't even play it I guess you could play it at 2-player, but I don't think it's going to be very good. And it just hasn't come to the table at our game group. So, but I did get this one because I like the Star Wars theme too. But kind of the selling point on it for me was the 3 extra different win conditions. So normal Love Letter, it's just last player standing, or once you get to the end, whoever has the highest card in their hand, and if there's yet another tie at that point, then it's cards on the table that you've played. And then this one adds 3 slightly different but also very similar kind of in-game conditions that kind of changes the way you play, because one of them is the highest sum of one of the colors. I don't remember if it's the Jabba or the Jedi, but then or the Rebels, and then the converse one of that, the Rebel or the Jabba one is just the total number of cards, and I don't remember which one is which, but so you have a total sum, highest amount of cards played, and then the last one is you can have 2 winners. So it's the highest Jabba and highest. Keep saying Jedi, but it's highest Rebel, highest Jedi. I did it again. Screw it. Highest Jedi and highest Jabba player in the hand, and you can have 2 winners at the end. So that's kind of what I liked. It changes up just slightly, and it kind of changes the way you're going to play things, because you may not want to play that loot card, even though it's a really powerful card. You may want to hold on to it because it could win you the end of the game if you're playing with that particular, end game win condition. So that's what I like about it. It just kind of changes up the formula just a little bit.
Yeah, that is a good improvement on the game. You're right. That that alone, even if you don't care about the theme one way or the other, makes this a better version.
Yeah, and the theme is cool. I like Star Wars, and it's got cool art. I thought it was movie stills, but it looks like they took movie stills and then either painted over them or
it almost looks like storyboards from the movie, right? Yeah. So and I liked that, and I liked that. I mean, every time you play, you're almost rewriting the movie, right? I played the Rancor card and then knocked Luke out, which was myself. But in the movie, that's not what happened, right? The opposite. But in my version, in this alternate world, the Rancor got Luke. Yeah.
Oh, moving. So we kind of gushed all over what we liked. What's your negative on this one? Because I have one, and everyone that I've played with kind of shares it. So I'm curious to hear yours.
So there are a lot of games that have player elimination, and that's not necessarily a problem. If you've got a long game with player elimination, that's sort of awful. But this game is short, so maybe it's not that bad. But so the thing about the player elimination in this one, though, is you could get knocked out before you've even had a turn. So I introduced this game to a new player. There were 4 of us, and so she was sitting down, and we explained how it worked, and we started playing the game. And the first round, she got knocked out before she even had her first turn. And then the second round, she got knocked out before she'd even had her first turn. I'm like, well, okay, so, that's a little unlucky, right? But still, it's just, what kind of experience is that? Like, yeah, this game's great, guys. I'm glad you're showing me this game where I don't actually get to play. So, that's definitely just a negative to me. Again, if you're just getting eliminated and the turns are fast, it's not so bad. But getting eliminated without even having a turn is just it's not great design.
Yeah, and that's basically the same complaint we had at a higher player count. But I tried it with my wife at 2-player because we've played the Batman Love Letter. And that one plays, I mean, the game plays okay at 2. I do like that they changed up. They give you more information in a 2-player game. So you have those 3 cards that are out so you can kind of see. And that, I don't know if it's only 2-player, but the big problem with 2-player is that because of those quick eliminations, sometimes it's just whoever gets to goes first is going to win. If you've got a Jabba card in your hand, you've got a 50-50 chance of eliminating another player or a Luke. And if you have a Rancor, I mean, unless you manage to, the other person has Han Solo, I mean, you're probably safe to play the Rancor and just eliminate somebody on turn 1. And that's kind of what happened with our wife. I mean, we played like 3 rounds and it was over in like 5 minutes. I think neither one of us got more than 2 or 3 turns total in a game. Like I went, then she went, then it came right back to me and it was game over. And then it happened again.
Yeah, I don't know the history of Love Letter, but if I had to guess, it would be like, this is a 4 or more player game or something. And somebody was like, well, it technically works at 2. You know, like I don't think they really put any effort into making it a good game at 2 necessarily. And you probably shouldn't play it at 2, but technically it works. So let's put it on the box.
Yeah, I think they added that little extra information of putting those 3 cards face up so that you do have a little bit more information before you go crazy with, I'm going to play this card, but it doesn't really matter. If you've got Jabba or a Luke on turn 1, you have a 50-50 chance of winning. It's just a lucky guess. So on a side note, and it's not really it's more of a nitpick. I don't mind it, but I kind of wish that the cards that had you guess another player's card were, and I think we might house rule this way when we played the group, instead of just guessing the number, you have to actually guess the character. Because that's what I was doing. I was looking at the card and like, you have Boba Fett. And I was like, well, I have a 5, so I guess that counts. But I kind of wish you had to guess the actual character, not just a number, because that would make it a little bit even more difficult. Because in this game, there's duplicates of numbers. And like the Jabba Palace faction has like 2, and the Jedi one has 1. But that narrows it down. Like the 5s are, there's a Lando and a Boba Fett. So you can't just guess a 5 and you have 3 cards to guess. It's, do I guess Boba or do I guess Lando? I think it would, just like I said, the house rule, I think that's probably how we'll play, just to kind of extend it out a little bit. But
I'd be curious to see how that works. I mean, I don't know if it would unbalance that card, but it certainly would make it a little more thematic, right? Like, I'm going to target your 5. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's very mechanical, right? Not very thematic at all.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's quick. I mean, it's painless. Even playing with 5 players, I think it was 5, we knocked out like 2 full rounds in like under 15 minutes. So
I said Infinity Gauntlet is my favorite version of Love Letter, which you haven't played that yet, but you've played Batman and the regular and this version. Have you played any other versions?
We're almost done. Shut up.
We're getting there. Come on.
I played the regular. I played Batman. I played Archer one time.
Oh.
And I have not played the Infinity Gauntlet. Are there any other ones?
I probably. And there are a lot of fan made ones too.
I know there's a Cthulhu one. I haven't played that one either. Lovecraft Letter.
But of the ones you've played, is this your favorite?
No, I'm still gonna go with Batman.
Okay.
I liked the this one still has the problem with whoever's got the most little chips in front of them, you're a target, because there's no other way to get points in this game really than having Han Solo. I liked in Batman that even if you were losing, if you drew a Batman card and you guessed correctly, you got a point. So you couldn't necessarily, just because you were the leader, get targeted. So I like that extra way to get points in that one. So I'm sticking with Batman.
Yeah. So you like Batman. You like Batman. I like Infinity Gauntlet, but Star Wars. So I'm still keeping it.
I'm going to keep it. I have all of them. Like I said, I have my little Batman one right here next to it. Like I have all my little love letters, but I want to play the Infinity Gauntlet. I just haven't got around to it yet. That might be my favorite.
I'm just going to cut out that clip. I have all my little love letters, Lloyd.
You're not the editor. I am. Unless you've got anything else, that was pretty much it. This is a quick little review. It's a tiny game, not a whole lot to talk about. So
No, that's it, man.
All right. Live long and prosper.
Make it so. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a comment or hit the like button. It really does help us out. If you have suggestions for future videos, let us know in the comments as well, and then subscribe to see what we come up with next.